Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Umbral Island. On the last episode, the party lost contact with Illytorin after they went into the woods to distract the Bailiff, a creature of enormous size and terrifying legend that is working as the police force for the island. While the Bailiff was distracted, our party went into the abode of the late Mr. Shelly to rescue the still alive Mrs. Shelly and also regain some of the professor's notes. And doing this, they found many terrible, evil secrets. And now, after completing everything they had to do in the town of Hareshide, our party is on their way to the city of Catskin, where the High Priest Malachi II currently resides. But on their way, they were ambushed in the road by the Bailiff, and we are going to start by rolling initiative for this combat encounter. So, everybody, can you roll me an initiative?
Okay, 13.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Damn.
I also got a 13.
I kind of want to fudge these rolls, but no. We're gonna go for realsies. Oh, y'all are. All right. So, for the folks at home, the initiative order is going to go like this. First, it is going to be the goblins that are working with the Bailiff. Then it is going to be Adrian, and then the Bailiff himself. Then it will go from Melody to Adam to Aaron. I can start us off. Looking at the map here, there are 5 goblins that are working with the Bailiff. The 3 goblins in the trees are all going to make crossbow attacks, 1 for each of you. There's going to be a crossbow shot at Adam, at Melody, and at Aaron. Aaron, does a 14 hit your armor class?
Yeah, no, it does not.
Alright, a 14 misses. To Adam Magus, does a 14 hit your armor class?
Yeah.
And to Melody, does a natural 20 hit your armor class?
No. Yes.
Awesome sauce. Okay. In the trees, after you guys are knocked off the wagon by the wooden log and see the Bailiff standing in the road, you also become privy to the goblins that have been hiding into the woods with him. The goblins all shoot their arrows from the top of the trees. Both of them narrowly miss Adam and Aaron, but one of them is able to strike Melody center mass. Melody, you take 10 damage, piercing.
Damn, that's with a crit?
I rolled low. For the goblins on the ground, the first one is going to run up to Aaron, which is 30 feet away, and is going to make a melee attack on you. They run up to you with a short sword. Aaron, does a 10 hit your armor class?
No, it did not.
All right.
I'm just nimble dodging.
The goblin comes at you and it starts swinging at you. And you're a road man. You've been living on the road for a while. You've traveled a lot. These are not like the typical night creatures that you see. This weird thing, it's still green like a goblin. It still wears tattered clothes like a goblin, but its face is gnarly and gnashed. Its eyes are glowing red. Its nose is fully sunken into its face, and its teeth are overgrown over its lips. And it runs at you and it gnashes at you with this rudimentary short sword, but is not able to land a hit on you. The next one is going to have to use its action to dash to make its way up to Adam Magus, which is going to conclude the goblin's turns. Next up is Adrienne, who is behind the conflict by about 30 or so feet. Adrienne, cool. What do you do?
I'm going to rage and get that 20 feet.
All right, so for the folks at home, this is the first time we've entered combat. Describe to our friends watching what your rage looks like.
Oh, yeah. So, Adrian's a bit kind of like hunched over most of the time, around like 5-ish feet. And so I take my staff and I slam it on the ground. And as I do, it's almost like the sections of my spine are snapping like away from each other, like not being compressed. And goes from like 5 feet to like nearly 6 foot of just muscle mommy is the best way to describe it. And also with like slamming my staff on the ground, it actually pops up to be a scythe. And yeah, mommy, big muscle mommy with a scythe. Here I am.
All right, absolutely.
Alright, and then I'm going to move... Is this, like, rough terrain, or is it...
It's not rough terrain. It just shows, like, what is overgrown, like, dark dirt, and what is the actual beaten-in path.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. That was just in my bonus action, and then I'm going to use my regular movement, which is, I believe, 40, so I'm gonna do another 5, 10, 15. And I'm gonna whack him with my scythe.
Alright, you're gonna make a melee attack with your scythe. So, roll for that, and as you roll, you approach this creature, the Bailiff, and he... How tall did you say you were, like, during your rage when you're not hunched over?
Essentially about 6 feet.
You get up to him, and he looks down at you with a full 3 more feet on you, and he is just looking at you and giving you the most shit-eating grin. Roll me in... So, what was your attack?
21.
21, that definitely hits. Roll me your damage, and tell me what you do.
Okay, cool. So that's gonna be 17 damage.
17 damage. And you have 2
And I'm
attacks.
just gonna kind of swipe at his kneecaps.
Mhm.
Because he's very tall, I'm not gonna go for his head. I'm just gonna try and go for his kneecaps, and ooh, it's another 21.
Another 21, that definitely hits. Just roll me that damage again.
12 damage.
12 damage. Alright,
Yeah.
so describe your whole fluid motion of the fluidity of your attack.
For someone who kind of is like hunched over, hobbly a lot of time, it's weird the kind of fluidity of the movement of just kind of like raking across him once, flipping the wrist really quick, and raking across a second time, just to have it back right in the ready position.
No, you do this and you slash at his legs with this, and a black bile begins spilling out of him, and he grabs it with his one free hand. The other hand is holding a flintlock pistol. It is now going to be his turn. You are the closest one. He is going to first use 2 melee attacks against you. He's going to use his attack called Knuckles. Does a 15 hit?
Nope.
A 15 does not hit. Does a 26 hit?
Yeah.
A
You know.
26 does hit. So
You got me, girl.
he's looking at you with the gun in one hand. He throws one large punch at you that you're able to dodge, but then with the other, he simply backhands at you with the pointy part of his pinky knuckle and slams you right in the jaw. And you are going to take, 16 damage, bludgeoning.
And that is half, I believe.
Half to 8 because you're raging. He hits you with that attack. It does, and you take the 8. You take the 8 bludgeoning damage. And next up, he is going to use his third attack. He has a multi-attack, and his third attack is a ranged attack, which he is going to fire at someone within 30 feet. Which, with the only one within 30 feet would be Adam, and it is with disadvantage. Alright, so the lowest roll was a 21. Joe, does that hit your Adam Magus? Does that hit your armor class?
Yes, it does.
It does. Oh, goody. With the flintlock, he turns, sort of holding Adrian back with one hand. He turns with the flintlock, points it at Adam, and at this point you see it is the metal of it is all rose gold with a rotten wood, and it lets off the sound of a thunderbolt right next to you, Adrian. The sound of a thunderbolt, and then Adam, you are going to take a quick 15 piercing damage, and that is going to be his turn. The last thing he does is he drops the revolver. He drops the pistol after shooting it, and he begins to reach for his next one. And that is going to be the end of his turn. Mel, you are next.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna start off my bonus action of Second Wind to get back 11 hit points because I am not looking hot.
Absolutely.
And then for my action, I'm going to cast Silence around, centered on the point where, essentially the Bailiff is, and it's a 20-foot radius, so 40-foot total diameter.
40-foot total diameter. All right.
And that is all I can do.
So Silence. What does that spell entail?
For the duration, no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and creatures are deafened while entirely inside it. Casting a spell that includes a verbal component is impossible there.
All right. So you, that is your action and bonus action. Do you use your movement?
I do not.
You do not. You stay.
And I am thoroughly keeping my head up.
Absolutely. All right. Next up, that would bring it. So is that the end of your turn?
Yes, I wanted to make sure I had marked that I was concentrating on a spell.
All right. Next up would be Mr. Aaron Knight.
All right. Looking at this one in front of me, I'm just, you're quite the sight, aren't you? And I'm going to run. I know he's going to get an attack on me, but that's fine.
I'll roll that attack of opportunity real quick for the slime. The goblin rolls a 13.
Misses.
All right.
5, 10, 15, 20, and then 25. And that puts me within 15 feet of the bailiff? Perfect.
20 feet of the bailiff.
20 feet, that's all I need, it's fine. I'm just gonna throw my dagger. Because he's engaged, I don't get advantage, but I would still get my...
You do get sneak
right?
attack. Yes,
Perfect.
you do get sneak attack from this. So, throw the knife.
Yeah. Just the knife that I was holding on to as I was running forward. As soon as I get close enough, I'm just gonna chuck it, aiming for his... What would I be aiming at? I'm just gonna aim for his shoulder.
Is that melee damage?
Just gonna try and miss his tension.
It would be piercing damage.
Piercing damage, yes. Alright. And roll 13 plus 8 is 22?
22 does hit. Roll me the damage.
21. Sorry, I can't do math today.
21 would also hit.
5d6 sneak attack.
Ooh,
Alright,
goody.
The first 1d4 is a 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 2 because of my weapon fighting style, which is thrown weapon fighting. I get a plus 2.
So that's 10 damage flat.
Just from that, and now sneak attack 20, so 30 total damage.
30 total
20
damage.
on this. Yep.
Beautiful. So, the bailiff is going to use his reaction. He has a legendary counter. When targeted by a ranged attack, he may use his quick draw ability. So, then the knife digs into his shoulder deep. And is this his gun arm or is this his melee arm?
It's whatever arm is on my side. I'm assuming he hit Adriana with his other hand, and he was pointing the gun out.
Absolutely.
So it would be his gun arm.
Absolutely. So with his gun arm, the knife goes into it, and he quickly uses a quick draw ability, and he's going to fire at you with disadvantage. Does a 15 hit your armor class?
That just hits. That's my AC.
So with near inhuman reaction time, the knife hits, and he was already had his hand on the handle of another gun. And the second the knife hits, he pulls the gun out and points it directly at you and fires it. And you are going to take, my friend, 13 plus 5 is going to be... What's 13 plus 5? 18 damage? Yeah, you take 18 piercing damage.
Unless I use Uncanny Dodge.
Unless you use Uncanny Dodge.
So I take 9.
9 damage, absolutely.
But that is my reaction.
Yes, the bullet
my
flies
turn.
at you, and then with your also near inhuman reaction speed, you are able to just move your head out of the way. It's the anime shot where the bullet just barely scrapes the side of your face.
Okay, awesome. And then for my bonus action, I would like to hide, please.
Oh, absolutely. Roll me a stealth check. And you're trying to beat his passive perception when you're hiding.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's gonna beat him. And I rolled 15, so that's gonna be a 27.
A 27, and you're trying to beat hiding is you try to beat his passive perception, right? All right. Is that the end of your turn?
That will be my turn. That's all I can do.
All right. Next up, Adam Magus. What doth thou do?
Okay. Alright, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move.
If you move that way, the goblin will get an attack of opportunity on you. Is that okay? I say, is that okay? It's gonna happen, but like...
That's only if I move out of his range, right?
Yeah, it's out of his range, and his range is within 5 feet.
Okay.
So you have to stay adjacent.
I just want to move down to that one adjacent.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're still within the goblin's range.
Okay, and then I'm going to attack him twice with Eldritch Blast.
All right. Roll me some Eldritch Blast damage. At disadvantage because it is a ranged attack at melee range.
First one, it's 15, and then a
All right.
15 and a 3.
Three hits. No, it doesn't. I'm lying.
Yeah, because I got big. I think it's
Yeah.
plus 8, right?
So the 11 doesn't hit.
Okay.
With your plus 8.
Second one, 18
Ooh.
and 27.
Yeah, I think an 18 or a 27 would both hit. Roll some damage. And to the audience at home, please describe what your magic looks like. This is the first time they've seen an Eldritch, the Adam Magus.
Okay, so basically, I hold out my hand like this, and a golden, shining, bright golden orb appears in my hand, and as I gesture in the direction I want it to go, fires a forceful blast of light from that orb into whatever direction I want it to go.
Absolutely.
And that is going to hit for 9.
9 damage.
To damage.
Azam, I thought you were a
13
cleric.
actually. 13 actually.
Wait, how much damage?
13.
13 damage.
And
Why?
it's also going to push him back 10 feet.
And pushes me. Wow. Alright. 10 feet back would be right here. Alright. So with the first beam of the Eldritch Blast missing, but the second one hitting center mass on the goblin, leaving a smoldering crater in its chest and launching it back 10 feet. What else do you do on your turn? You've got another 25 feet of movement if you wish to burn it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to. I want to go. I'm gonna go ahead and go over here.
Alright.
And then I'm happy there.
Next up is going to be the Grimblies. So, Mr. Knight, you are hidden from the goblins, so they will not target you. But alright. Mel, evens or odds?
Odds.
Odds. You're lucky today. Joe, you are targeted by 2 crossbow shots.
Oh my god.
Alright, the first one is a 14.
It does hit.
And the second one is a 21.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and cast shield as a reaction.
Alright.
So I can bump my armor class up to 16.
6, bro, you're dead. I'm gonna just let you know, like, now. Plus 5 on your arm, you're dead meat. Alright, but the second one hits, because the second one 21. So, the first one comes at you, and what does your shield look like? And how does it just deflect the first crossbow bolt?
It's just like a golden force field that appears in front of me. I hold my arm up like this. It's just like a force fielded shield that just deflects the arrow.
Absolutely. And like the mighty Achilles, it blocks the first one, but the second one goes right under the shield and hits thee in the shins. You take 12 damage.
My shins.
Not my shin!
I'm hurting, bud.
Art thou hurting?
Yeah, I'm in pain.
And you, that 14 is going to stay there for the rest of the time. The next crossbow goblin is going to shoot at Adrian. Adrian, does a 22 hit your armor class?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, but you're raging. You're going to take 5 damage.
Ow.
Halved to 2, so, just a tickle. Alright. Next up, Mr. Mages, evens or odds?
Odds.
Odds. You lose.
Oh my god.
Let's see, they both rush in. Actually, one of them can't make it, so one of them is going to settle for Mel. But the one attacking you, Mr. Magus, your armor class is now 16. This one rolls a 14. Okay, so you block it.
Yeah.
The rabid creature runs at you on all fours with the sword between its teeth, and it jumps at you, but you are able to bash it away with what I imagine it looks sort of like a Legionnaire's shield, but made out of light. Something like tall and rectangular. And then Mel, the one running at you, this is the one that has a hole left in its chest from where it was Eldritch Blasted. And this one is going to roll a that 13. Does that hit your armor class? All right. This one rushes at you. How do you avoid its attack? I want to know how Mel fights.
As he goes to swing at like his height, I'm just gonna kind of tuck and roll and jump over it and just look at him and shake my head.
Yeah,
I will say with that, my hood probably does fall down.
absolutely. With your hood down, that ends the goblin's turns. Next up would be Adrian. Adrian, what doth thou do?
Alrighty. I'm just gonna kind of. I'm not getting out of his range, but I'm just kind of gonna. I can't talk. Kind of going to sidestep around him in like this kind of sense and be like, no, focus on. No, focus on me.
Focus on me, absolutely. You could not. So you could not go around him like that without stepping on a trap, I'm pretty sure, right? If you were sidestepping around him, there are little bear traps everywhere. And so to stay in his range, you would have had to go over. Could you please roll me a dexterity saving throw? With advantage.
+3 is 15.
15? Alright, that just makes it. You quickly hop over it, and as you do, a net comes out of the ground and would have snatched you up and held you into the air. But you're able to avoid that. You are now in front of the bailiff, in between him and the rest of the party. What do you do?
I'm just gonna try and slice him down again. Just keep that rage going.
Absolutely. Roll me both of your attacks.
Alright, so that is a dirty 20 and a 26.
Both of them John's hit. Roll me them damages.
So it's gonna be 10 damage on the one, 8 damage on the second one. 18 total.
18 total, absolutely. Beautiful, marvelous, magnificent even. So what do your attacks look like?
Just try to get him in like the side, kind of. Not like I'm trying to cut straight through him, because I have a feeling that I couldn't do that right now, because he's a big boy. But just kind of get one of his sides to kind of get him off balance, and then after, so swing, slice, and then kind of like do a little flip in the air, and then just poke him with the other side of my scythe.
Poke him with the other side of your side? Absolutely.
Yeah, just kind of like...
Alright, is that the end of your turn?
Yes, sir.
Alright, we move on to the bailiff. And the bailiff, this was fun for him at first, but now you're starting to show yourself as more of an annoyance than than enjoyable sport for him. He is going to, instead of doing his multi-attack, he is going to his once-a-day gouge ability. He is going to drop the empty pistol that he was holding and grab your head with both of his hands. I'm going to roll for that. Alright. Does an 18 hit your armor class?
Yep.
Question, DM.
Absolutely.
Would you allow me to use a reaction to give Adrian one of my luck points to make him reroll?
I don't see why not. Just you gotta tell me what that looks like in narrative form.
I don't really have anything. I'm gonna just say I'll take off saying I probably have really easy shoes. I'm gonna just take it and chuck it, and just try to distract him right as he shoots it to maybe knock his attention or maybe even his hand a little bit, to just because I can't yell at her because she can't hear me. But
Absolutely. So, doing a reaction to give a luck point, that sounds perfectly fine. So he's going to re-roll that and take the lower roll if it's lower. And this one was a 16. Does that hit?
No, it does not.
A 16 blocks the armor class. Absolutely. So, the shoe is thrown and it hits him in the head. Oh, ouch. And he is it disorients him just enough for you to be able to break out of the grapple that would have happened. All that he is going to have left is a bonus action, which he will not use, and a movement. And for his movement, he is going to move about I believe that's 10 feet over to the left, and stays in your melee attack range. And that is going to be the end of his turn. Mel, it is back on you.
I'm just gonna turn to the goblin, and
It's a little thing, a weirdo. You can call it whatever.
I'm just gonna reach underneath my hair and pull out not a really long sword because I'm pretty short, so it's about as like half my height maybe, and I'm just gonna like start from the bottom and go up and try to take his little head off.
From the bottom up, absolutely. Roll me.
That's gonna be 21 to hit.
21 to hit definitely hits. Roll me damage, sure. Why not?
Damn, that's only 4, and I don't think I can do anything else that would give it more.
Well, Joe did 13, and these things only have 17 health, so you are able to just kill it.
Okay, perfect.
So what
That's
does the
great.
killing look like?
I just kind of go really fast, almost probably finishing the last little bit of my flip,
Mhm.
and you're just gonna see a head go flying off into the trees.
I love it. A lot of stuff happened during that one little flip. That's great. Oh,
And then with the rest of my action, or like the rest of my turn, I'm going to flank this goblin that's with Adam.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to take another sword attack on him.
absolutely. Roll it with advantage.
Oh, damn. That's going to be an 11 to hit.
With advantage?
Wait, hold. A 12. Yeah, I rolled like shit that turn.
Unfortunately, a 12 won't hit. So,
Okay.
It's like fighting a rabid dog. It is constantly moving and jumping from side to side, and you're not able to get a good connection on it.
And then I'm going to use a bonus action to try to stab it with my dagger.
Yeah, two-weapon fighting, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, roll me that bonus action attack.
Also at advantage.
Also at advantage.
19 to hit.
19 definitely hits. Roll me dagger damage.
7, and I have an ability where I can. It just says a weapon attack. It doesn't specify an action or bonus action. Where I can deal an extra 2d6 using a bardic inspiration. Does that still work for a bonus action?
Yes, it's a weapon attack.
That's gonna be 11 extra points of damage.
That'll do it. Tell me what the kill looks like.
I'm just gonna kind of pop over to where Adam's fighting. I'll just give him a nod and kind of stab the goblin through the back, and not really look phased. Just kind of be like,
Stone cold killer. The goblin falls limp as you do this.
and that'll be the end of my turn. I won't use any more of my movement.
All right, awesome turn. Next up is going to be Aaron Knight.
Alright. I have advantage when I'm hitting, correct?
Because of the he is currently engaged with Adrian. You are going to get sneak attack, but
Oh no, I wasn't going for the bailiff.
you're not yes, with the goblins you will have advantage.
Cool. You said but so he could still see me? That's fucking bullshit. That's fine. But I'm going for the goblins. So I'm gonna go for this one. Is he, just for my perspective, is he like on top of the tree or is he just outside? Because the map.
He's sort of
weird.
like directly he's like 15 feet above you.
Okay, perfect then. Like I see him and I saw him like shooting at us. I'm just gonna like take my dagger and aim directly at his eye, just right through the eye.
Absolutely. Throw a dagger.
And that's gonna be a 17.
A 17 definitely hits. Roll me the damage. I'm gonna just tell you that you did enough.
28. What's that?
Yes. 28 points of damage. Like a missile flying through the air, it knows where it is, and it does not care about the goblin. It hits directly into the goblin's eye, and it falls out of the tree with a light thud into the ground.
Does it fall like right in front of me?
Sure, yeah, it falls like right next to you, within 5 feet. It doesn't hit you.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what I needed. Because I'm going to. I already threw my other dagger. It's still in the bailiff. So as he falls, I'm gonna grab the dagger I just threw out of his eye, just without thinking about it, rip it out.
Absolutely.
And now,
I'm not going to think about what kind of actions that would take.
I'm gonna run. 10,
Like-
15, 20, 25, 30. 30 feet this way.
Do you take that path?
I will take that path.
You will
He
take
can
that
hit,
path.
he can hit me. I'm not afraid of him.
Oh, you're playing
10.
that game, huh?
15, 20, 25, 30.
He is going
So-
to wait until you are right here to hit you. And he's going to
Okay.
hit you with a bash attack. A bash attack does less damage, but it knocks you backward.
Oh, you.
No.
Does a 15 hit your armor class?
That is my armor class.
I'm
So
sorry
yes.
to hear. Roll me a strength saving throw to not get knocked backwards. And
Yeah, that's
please-
not gonna go great.
And for a slime, please take a very swift. That is going to be 15 damage, bludgeoning.
Oh, it's a 9, by the way.
It's a 9. Uh-oh, you are launched 5 feet into the trap, and you please make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, that should be all right. That should be all right. Okay, please be all right. Okay, 19.
19 is perfect. You land in the trap, but with your cunning reflexes, you are able to cut through the net before it drags you into the air, and so it it goes up. You're able to cut through, dodge out of the way, and you were still on that tile though, and the net is hanging above you, carrying just a cradle of leaves.
Okay, do I still have any movement left after that?
You should still have a 5, 10 feet. You should
Because
still have 10
if you
feet.
hit me right here,
Yes, you
I had 10 feet
have
left.
10 feet. You moved involuntarily.
Yeah, okay, so 10 feet still won't get me close as I want to be. Okay, you know what? Yeah, so I'm gonna move my 10 feet and then bonus action dash. And I want to get... That should get me right up to this goblin here.
I love the visual of this because he knocks you into the trap. The trap goes up, but you just dash out of the way. That's beautiful.
Yeah, no, keep running. That should get me up to this goblin. If he's on top of the tree, that's fine. We can figure that out next turn.
Oh, it's like, that's not a big deal. You're within throwing range of it.
Oh, I wasn't gonna throw it, but yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. All right. Next up would be Mr. Magus. Mr. Magus, what are you gonna do?
All right. I need to get in close here, so I'm going to go ahead and move my... I'm going to take my 30 feet. I'm going to get up to like here. I think that's all right. Yeah.
Yes, we're still outside of the silence.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that doesn't really matter that much, but I just need to make sure. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do 2 Eldritch Blasts, 1 on each of the 2 remaining goblins in the trees.
Oh, okay. Love to hear it.
And the first one is going to go for the one that's closer down on the near the bottom of the map. And that is going to be an 18 to hit.
That definitely does.
And the second one, a 19.
Both of those Johns hit. Please roll me the damage. And what kind of saving throw did they have to make to not get knocked back? It's automatic.
Yeah.
So it's automatic. All right. Roll me the damage, and I'll roll the fall damage.
12 for the one on the bottom.
12 for the one on the bottom. Okay.
And 8 for the one on the top.
All right. Absolutely beautiful.
And I'm gonna push each one of them back 1 foot just so they fall out of the tree. Yeah.
So the one on the bottommost tree took 5 fall damage, which is just enough to kill it, with its 17 health. So you hit it, it falls backwards, and it just clashes onto the ground. You hear its bone snap and its neck break. The other one falls out of the tree and lands much more gracefully, but still takes a pretty huge hit.
Okay. And then before my turn as the bonus action, I'm going to spend 3. I'm gonna spend 3 of my D6 healing light to put on Aaron to heal him.
All right.
It's gonna be 4, 12 HP.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, because that really hurt.
Next up is the last remaining goblin.
Charlie,
There-
that really.
There are 4 of you. I'm just gonna roll it. Actually, the only people in the running would be Adam, Adrian, and Aaron. They're the only ones close enough. As Adrian, you are targeted by the last crossbow goblin. It is going to fire at you for a solid 16 to hit.
Miss.
Do you dodge it or do you block it?
What was shot me like a crossbow bolt?
It's a crossbow bolt. So how would your character not take damage from it?
I had an idea, but I don't think she's dexterous enough for it. Probably just like with her like staff scythe still in hand, just kind of knocking it out of the way.
For the goblin's movement, it is going to move a solid. Let's see, it's going to move into the cone of silence, running to the bailiff. That is going to be the end of its turn, and Adrian, it is now your turn.
All right. I would like to kind of do a little sidey steppy. 5, 10, 15.
Absolutely.
And I want to try shoving him. I want to just push him.
Oh, I love to hear it. So this, the shove action, I think that would be contested athletics checks.
How does 18 sound?
8? Okay, so you do the first shove, and he, like, braces his arms up and, like, leans over you a little bit, and you feel the back of his heels sort of kick up a little bit, but he does not budge. You have another melee attack.
Oh, so I can't hit him a second time.
Yeah, you can try this a second time if you want.
Could I try push him again, or do I have to... I want to push him.
You won't push?
I want to try
Push.
pushing him. Oh, it's 18 again.
18. All right, this one was a 16. So, awesome job. So, you push him 5 feet back into the trap, and now make a dexterity saving throw. And this is where you might see a little bit of his the weaknesses in his armor. You push him back into the trap. He goes backwards 5 feet involuntarily, and he falls in. And the trap flings up, takes him into the air, and it is weighing down super close to the ground, but he is in the net, and this will count as him being grappled. Yes, he is grappled. He is in the trap. So the visuals of it, he's hanging about 2 feet off the ground because of how large and heavy he is. And the branch, looking at it, it looks like it's about to snap, but you at least have a solid turn where he is up there. What would you like to do? You have your bonus action and your movement.
I would like to stay, next
You're
to
gonna-
him.
You're going to stay
Close.
next to him. All right, you
Yeah.
move a little closer. Is that the end of your turn?
Let me be on this side.
All right.
That's the end of my turn.
That's the end of your turn. So, he is caught up in this net, like, sort of in a more fetal position. His back is facing the ground, and he's, like a turtle whose shell who's been thrown onto its shell. And he is going to use his full turn to take out the rifle behind him. He's going to shimmy up and pull out the rifle behind him, and he is going to try to shoot the branch and knock himself down. And he rolls an 18 on that, and his gun deals more than 4 damage. I can tell you that much. His gun deals enough damage to break the branch. So he leans back, he fires and shoots, and the branch snaps, and he falls to the ground and is prone, and that's how he's going to end his turn. And he's going to end his turn prone on the ground, laying on his back. And he is now holding his, like, super long rifle. That is the end of his turn. Next is going to be Mel.
Okay, I'm going to use my action to dash all the way over here to where this last gremlin goblin thing is.
Absolutely.
Keeping on the way, I'll tug my hood back up.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to do 2 long sword attacks on this little bad boy. Those, I just rolled 2 16s in a row, so both of them are going to be 23s to hit.
Tell me how you dismember this feral.
As much fun as it would be to make the head go flying again, I'm just going to stab it through the stomach and then go out one side so the body kind of just flops over in
Oh,
half.
yes, it is a very gruesome sight. The stomach to slice, and then with, I assume, is like a shove, the body falls over onto the other side, and it is bisected down the middle. But it is a very nasty, not surgically precise bisection on this creature. And that is going to take him out of combat. Are there any bonus actions or that you use?
I will. Let's see. I already used all of my movement for a dash, essentially. I guess I'll use my last 5 feet to get back out of the silence, and then, as a bonus action, I will. Who goes to? Oh wait, I'm dumb. I meant to do dagger on one of them, so it would have only been one attack with a dagger for a bonus action. That's what it would have been. Sorry.
This thing is at low health, and your dexterity bonus would have killed it. So,
Okay. Sorry.
The first attack would have killed it anyways. I just knew you couldn't move anymore, so like you could use both. But
then I'll use the last 5 feet of movement to get back out of the silence.
Absolutely.
Because that would have been my bonus action to attack.
Next up is Aaron Knight.
You said the bailiff is prone on his back?
On his back, prone like a turtle.
Alright, cool, perfect. So I'm going to run, dash as a bonus action, use my movement to get all the way up to him. And as he's on his back, so I'm going to move right about, because he is too far away, right about here. And as I get close to him, I'm actually going to jump in the air and with my dagger come down and just stab him right in the chest.
Alright, you have advantage on this.
Yep.
And advantage means you also have sneak attack.
Yes, it does. So I rolled I rolled a 19 on the dice. So 19 plus 8. I'm assuming that's gonna hit.
No, it does.
Oh shit! I rolled 4 6s on the sneak attack.
Add it up. Add it up.
12, 18, 24, and then 3 and 3 for the D4 is another 6. So that's 30.
And
No,
you
I'm
can reroll
good.
a die with Fierce Suit.
Shit, I'm good. That's a 36. That's 6 times.
Hell's
That's
Bell.
That's almost max for me, actually.
Oh,
No, wait, no, hold on. I did that wrong. Take off 2 points, because I only get to add the 2 when it's a thrown, and this was the melee, so it's only 34. And that was my action, bonus
I
action,
think we should just
movement.
flee at this point.
And he is
So I'm
bloody.
done.
Alright. Next up is Adam.
Okay, so
You also see me
I'm a
say
little-
something, but since we're in silence, he can't hear it.
Absolutely.
I'm a little squishy right now, so I'm actually gonna move back, and we're gonna go ahead and cast Sacred Flame, which is going to be, yeah, it's just a dex save. Okay.
He's prone. Does that mean he fails dex saves? Let me check real quick. What's your spell save DC, Mr. Magus?
16.
That is not a 16.
Yeah, 2d8.
Give me the damage. So is that fire or radiance?
Radiant. That is 12 plus 4, so 16
Alright.
radiant damage.
That fucks him up way more than you thought it would. Putting it into more layman's terms, you thought it was going to do 16 worth of damage, but it ends up doing 32 worth of damage.
Yeah.
He is now mortal. Burned to a crisp, slashes all over his body, dagger through the chest and in the shoulder. You can get your dagger back on your turn, by the way. And it is going to go to Adrian. He is still prone.
Call me crazy. And I actually don't know if this is going to benefit me at all. Can I reckless attack? Side note, is having something that is either silvered or blessed by the priest have any... Is that, like... I don't know if that counts.
Seeing
as.
as nobody has attacked him with a mundane attack yet, you're not.
That's true. Oh man, if we... I don't even want to think about if we didn't do that.
Hmm.
That would have been scary. Anyway, I'm going to try and scythe the bastard.
Scythe the best. Yes. Roll me to hit, and then also roll me the damage.
19... 17 damage on the first one.
17. Oh my lord. Okay.
Boy, again.
Oh.
I do have advantage? Cool, okay. I forget if it's every time. Okay, so this is only a 15 to hit.
15 to hit. 15 to hit doesn't hit. So, seeing as how it is going into his turn, and you rolled 15 to hit, right?
Yeah.
All right. Does that end your turn? Is this missing attack? Is that going to end your?
I believe so.
All right.
Maybe I'll go red. No, I like where I am.
It is the Bailiff's turn. You swing down at him one more time, and he catches your scythe, and he's going to use his movement to stand up, making him no longer prone. He takes out the long rifle that he was holding, and he uses bonus action to break down the barrel, and a shell casing flies out, and he takes another bullet from the inside of his jacket, jams it in there, flips it back up, and he is going to point it at whoever has the lowest health. You are currently at the lowest health. Since y'all are the ones that are farther away, he takes his rifle and levels it on your head, and he's going to fire at it. He's going to roll with disadvantage. Oh, let me get the candle wax out of the way. That is a natural 1 on his first attack. He points it at you and aims it at your head. And when he pulls the trigger, you don't hear the sound, but you see where the bullet cartridge is, an explosion of metal and smoke and sparks in his face, and he is currently blinded right now. It blows up in his face, and when the smoke clears, you see that his eyes are like shredded by shrapnel. Next up, he is going to take 2 melee knuckle attacks on Adrian. He is rolling these with disadvantage because he's blinded. The first one is, oh my god, that's double 2s. That sucks. The first one's a 13 to hit. Does that hit you?
Nope.
Alright, and the second one is a 16 to hit. Does that hit you?
Nope.
Wow. So the gun blows up in his face and he can't see anything. And with one eye, he's trying to wipe the shrapnel out of his face. And he is just mouthing what you can only imagine to be the worst expletives you've ever heard in your life. And he is just trying to find his target, but he is not able to make contact with it. And that is going to end his turn.
Can I tell if he's fully blinded or if he can still see at all?
Just roll a quick medical check.
That's kind of shit. 11.
11. You're not quite sure. You can't quite hear what he says, but you see blood coming out of, bile coming out of his eye sockets.
Both of them?
Both of them. Well, mostly the shooting eye, so mostly right eye, and then the second one is like red and swollen, and there is like blood coming out of it. The bile.
So his vision's probably blurry at the very least for the good eye.
At the very least, so he is silenced and his eyes are wrecked. His perception is the lowest that it's been this entire fight.
If I were to go here where I'm clicking, would I be able to get an advantage for flanking with Aaron?
You should be, yes, if you're on the southmost side of him.
Right here. I will risk getting up closer to him, and I will... Oh... Yeah, I guess I'll take 2 sword attacks on him. I'll risk it.
Alright, roll me to hit.
So the first one is going to be 21 to hit.
That hits?
Sorry, a 19 to hit.
That also hits.
Gonna be a 21 for the second longsword attack.
Both of those hit.
So that's 18 sword damage, and then I'm also going to use my last bardic to do the extra 2d6 psychic damage.
Okay, how do you do it?
Oh shit.
The 18 put him to 2 HP, so even if you roll double ones, he only has 3 health left.
Okay, so I'm gonna still like kind of stay in the shadows of my hood, and kind of he's on the very edge of the silence, so he can't hear me anyway. I'm just going to go miss again, and then I'm just gonna stab him right in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I guess no, I want to take out the last good eye.
Absolutely. So he is screaming and wailing and trying to land physical contact with something, but with the silent spell, no idea what he's saying. And with the dagger going into his last good eye, he becomes completely blinded, and he falls prone, dead on the ground. and that is going to end combat. With combat being over, what is everybody's first in?
I'm just
Can I
blabbing to
go-
the silent spell.
I'll
You can see
drop
my
the
mouth moving, but I'm
silence
not
spell.
saying anything. As soon as it drops, I stop talking.
All right.
I'm gonna drop the silence spell, and seeing that Adam's pretty hurt, I'm gonna go over to him. Do you mind if I cast cure wounds on you? You look a little bit uncertain.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it. Yeah.
Would you like me to do it at a second level? Do you you look pretty hurt.
I'm all right. I don't need it that bad.
You look like shit.
I always look like shit. It's all right.
I'll cast cure wounds at a second level.
And an Aussie and a French person having a conversation is the just the opposite ends of the humanity spectrum.
That's gonna be 12 points
Thank
of
you.
healing.
Mel, also, you have lost a lot of blood in this fight from being... Well, actually, you haven't taken too much damage, but
I only took 10 points of damage.
Yeah. your withdrawals are kicking in, though. Please roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Yikes. That's an 18, I believe. I
You're
think my
good.
save is a +4.
You're good. You shake the urge. What else? So you heal up, Adam. Adrienne, what would you like to do?
Before, I guess, I don't know if this would help me or not. I was gonna say before my rage ends, I just imagine very tall Adrian just going, horse! And, like, turning to where the horse was.
I believe the
booking
silent
it.
spell would last longer than your rage, unfortunately.
Oh, I thought someone took that down, Rip.
Wait, did you take the silent spell down, or do you look up, Mel?
I took it down before I
Oh,
went over to Adam.
Okay, yes, roll me an animal handling check.
Ritual spells cost 10... Takes 10 minutes.
10 minutes to get, yeah.
Could I spend 10 minutes trying to talk? Because I get a 5 plus nothing. Yeah.
No, you can, even if you're just doing it in the cart. But, no, you said you rolled a 5 on your animal handling check?
Yeah.
The horse does not move, but it looks at you, and it looks at you with, like, a raised eyebrow. Who do you think you are? Like, but the horse stays where it is. Does anybody do anything else?
I'm just going to use a quick second wind real quick to heal myself a little bit.
Absolutely. Rose gets second win?
Huh?
Hmm?
Hmm?
Don't worry about it, champ.
Mine? Sorry.
Mine? Mine?
Mine?
Can I just yell back to the others? Like, I found the horse! He's having a conniption. He doesn't want to move. I want to just let them know where I am.
Alright.
I did just run away.
I think it's more the horse wants you to be polite with your language. But that's something. So, you use the second one to heal yourself up?
Yes, I do.
Absolutely. Is there anything else anybody does? There is a 9-foot tall Goliath body lying in the mud face down with purge fluid flooding out of its body. The smell is the smell of the purge fluid is almost worse than coming into Hare's house.
Can we ransack the body?
Roll an investigation check.
I was going to say the same thing, actually. Can I help?
I was gonna say, could we do it? Because, Adrian, did you take the 10 minutes to ritual cast whatever with the horse, or did you just go for an animal handling?
I went for animal handling, and I assume that, like, when we get back to the horse, I'm gonna, like, spend that 10 minutes just trying to be
Okay.
like, come on, man.
We'll say you can be doing that while the body's being ransacked, I reckon.
Were
Cool.
you saying, Aaron, that you were going to help me, or are you going to roll a separate check? Either one's fine.
You want... Let's roll separately.
Okay, you don't trust me? You don't trust in my abilities?
Not really.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Trust the French.
That's
That's-
26 on my end.
All right, 26
got-
on your end.
I
Yeah.
got the 6.
You find what he dropped on the ground, which would be two empty break action pistols and the long rifle. But with your 26, you find a lot more. Get your pen ready. I'm going to start listing off. Firstly, you find 2 more holsters underneath his jacket with more pistols in it. So you find 2 more break action pistols that you think. Next off, inside of his jacket, you also find a bandolier with several large bullets on it. And these are bullets that go both into the long rifle and into the pistol. Next up, inside of his jacket pocket, you would find smoke bombs. A handful of them, which would mean 1 use of them. And also in the jacket pocket, you find a full pack of cigarettes. The brand of the cigarette is called Devil's Charm. And then finally, on the creature's back, you find a large wooden bat with tiny wooden spikes carved into it.
Does it emit any kind of magical energy, the weapon?
Not
or
at
any
all.
of these?
All of this is completely mundane.
Okay.
As you inspect the rifle, though, you do see that it has like a carving on it. Going down the wood and metal of the rifle, mostly the wooden part of the under wooden where you put your hand at, like your left hand, where you would put that. There is a carving of a large serpent going from the butt of the gun all the way into the end, and you see the words Leviathan cut into the handle, which is the name of the gun.
Are
And-
the... Okay,
Yep.
go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just said that's the pretty much that's all you found.
Okay, are the bullets silver, or what are they?
The bullets are completely mundane.
But they're not made of silver.
Actually, roll me a... No, you rolled a 26. You do find 3 stranger bullets in there. While you're sifting through the bandolier, looking through the bullets, you see that 3 of the bullets, the tip of them is a different color. It is mostly the lead rifling of a bullet, and then the tip of it is brown. It's wooden.
Interesting. Okay.
But no silver, unfortunately.
Since it's very obvious that I'm doing this, and these are really big weapons, obviously I'm going to tell everyone what I find. If anyone wants to keep something. But
All right.
I want to keep the smoke bombs for myself.
Absolutely.
But I'll keep everything else if nobody takes anything. Like, I'll just drag it with me into the cart.
I mean, I don't really know what you have, so maybe if you... We'll figure that out later. I was gonna say, if you bring over the card, I might be like, oh, but...
Yeah, he said he was announcing like what he was finding, except the
Yeah.
smoke bombs.
I was in a very intimate conversation with a horse learning about his children.
We'll get to that. So, is there anything any loose ends anyone wants to tie up on this battleground?
I would just say, like, I think we should get to Catskin as fast as we can because we are vulnerable out here.
I agree. Does anyone have a stopwatch of any kind, or like a pocket watch? Any way to tell time?
I have Mr. What's his name?
At least.
Shelly's pocket watch, but it stopped working a while ago.
Man.
So
Yes,
I could wind it up. I could wind it up just to have some sort of time.
DM, would I know roughly what time it is based on looking at the sky?
You cannot see the moon. The sky is completely engulfed in dark clouds, and it has been the entire time you've been here. And it also has been even on the ship, the sky was completely covered with these umbral clouds for a few days before even arriving on the shore.
Would it be possible to... Could you wind the watch just to run for about 6 hours?
I'm sure I could do that.
It could be like...
Why do you need it for 6 hours?
I recall, not oops, hearing something before about 6 hours between usually when bailiffs reappear.
Mm.
We know when to kind of start watching our back again if it takes about 6 hours.
That's
If
true.
if that's the case, would it be better to rest now in a place around here so that we're fully prepared when he returns? It will take about us another 4 or 5 hours before we reach Catskin, if I'm not mistaken.
Could we
I think
rest
it would be
in the
better
cart?
to sleep. Yes, it's probably best to sleep in the cart. I don't know if the horse should keep moving though.
You
So,
do
Obviously,
realize
we should take watches. I'm not an idiot.
more so to
But-
keep a fire going than anything, because the darkness.
So maybe we should stop instead.
During this fight, I've just imagined that the dancing lights and the light spell have still been active.
Yeah, I didn't cast any other spells, so my dancing light should still be up. Should we start a fire then and try and see if we can get some rest? Probably best to stay on the roads. So
I probably should let you know, you are only about 4.5 hours away from Catskin. This island is not that large.
Would we be able to take like a short rest while the cart is moving?
Yeah, no, straight up, 100%.
okay.
Yeah,
Could
I think I might be able to maybe lay down maybe able to bless the cart a little bit for the rest of the ride. Maybe that would keep some prying eyes away from us while we're on our travels. Might
Sounds
make
good
it
to me.
harder for us to be caught again. Actually,
You want
yeah,
to turn the carts into a hallowed ground, is what you're saying?
that is what I want to do. Yeah, I want to lay my room-sized area on the inside of the cart.
That's awesome, because it's just going to be this glowing orb being carried by a horse. That's
Okay,
so
it's not. It doesn't glow. It only
I
like
know.
glows when it comes up. But
I know.
But yeah.
I think that's awesome. No.
All right. So I guess I'll get on that. I'll get on to blessing the cart. Unless we want to stay. If we want to set up camp and take a rest here, we can. But we're not too far away, so
Yeah, I don't feel good about staying in the woods.
me neither.
I
I
don't
can
do well
always,
with sleeping on the ground.
Adam Magus has put a hallowed grounds on the back of the horse-drawn cart, meaning that on this cart you are protected from the more evil humors in the world, and you can speak freely without anyone being able to hear you. Also, if you needed to, you'd be able to sleep. What would anybody like to do during the next 4.5, 5 hours to get to Catskin?
I volunteer.
Absolutely.
I want to turn to Adam after like a few minutes, like maybe 30 minutes of just kind of silence. I'm just gonna look at him. I thought you were a cleric. But I
I
saw
told you I was
your
a cleric.
You seemed like the religious type. I didn't know better, but you did the Eldritch Blast, and what are you?
Yes. I'm not religious, I can tell you that. I just I don't know. I picked up some magic from my grandfather, and I've just been learning how to use it. It's just fun, really.
Insight check.
Adam, are you lying?
I'm not lying.
Then don't
I
roll
just-
deception.
I just crit, and so my insight total is a 24.
Okay. With that insight check, he is being completely honest with you. He's telling it straight up.
Is he being completely honest though?
I mean, I'm not telling my life story, but
He seems to be non-religious and got the magic from his grandpapa.
yeah, what I said was true.
I'm just gonna give him the side eye. The bombastic side eye.
What about the rest of you?
Right. I'm gonna go for a nap.
I'm gonna have a
Just over in the
snooze.
corner. just over in the corner.
Absolutely.
I'll keep an eye out if anyone wants to fall asleep.
Aaron, is that all you do, or do you do anything else?
For now, I'm just gonna keep watch. Depending on what other people do, I might do something else.
Edran?
I imagine like before we left, before that spell ended, I kind of communicated to the horse the plans.
The horse? Oh, let's have a scene. Let's just have a scene where you're talking
You want to do a scene?
on hallowed grounds. So you finish casting Speak with Animals. What do you say to the whole?
Hello, Midnight. That was scary, wasn't it, huh?
It's probably the scariest thing I've ever seen. I'll tell you that.
Honestly, it's not even in my top 10, but it was very unpleasant.
A guy like me,
I'm
I'm not a fan of it.
We'll do our best to try and keep you out of the action, going forward, I hope.
Out of the action. That's where I'd like to be.
Yep, grazing on the hay and the oats.
Hay and oats.
Love a good oat.
You're speaking
Yeah.
my language right now.
Yes, I am. If you could just make sure they're trying to get a little bit of sleep back there, so like if you give them, I mean it's kind of hard with these bumpy roads, but a smooth ride if we could, and just be on the lookout just in case. I feel much better knowing that I have someone like you.
You're gonna
on
need a
our
tip for
team.
that.
What do you want?
You know how long it's been since I've had a carrot?
At the moment we get to the next town, I'll even rifle through their bags if they're sleeping, and I'll try and find you a carrot to eat. But if not, in the next town, that is my first mission.
If you can get me a carrot, I'll join you in combat if you need.
I
I'll
honor
fight to
your
the ends of the
service.
earth with you.
All right, but I want you to try and protect yourself, but also please, I like what you did last time, how you still stayed, but you stayed out of it, so that all I ask is that you don't abandon us if we get in a little trouble like that, just because we keep you safe, you keep us safe, we get places faster, but I think this is a good alliance that we can work with.
Yeah, well, hell, I don't know where I'm going. These roads, they all look the same to me.
That's all right.
I gotta keep the people around. Y'all can read maps. I can't read.
Guess, I never thought of it that way. They should really open some equine literary institutions.
Teach the horse how to read now.
And then I kind of just want to, the journal that was like blessed by the priest, kind of just want to take that out. Not my cartography set, that's something else. But take out my little journal and just kind of start writing.
Are you riding in horse or are you riding in common?
I'm writing, not in horse.
Okay.
What
are you writing in your blessed journal?
Some of it will be in common, some of it in Italian. It's kind of very rushed writing that sometimes doesn't necessarily flow together. It's like thoughts kind of start and stop. Sometimes in her native language of Italian, sometimes in common, never in horse, unfortunately.
So is it you're just writing into this journal? Is it like a diary?
Yeah, I'm closest to a diary. Not necessarily like a daily one where you write in it once and you're done with it, but also not one that you necessarily write in every single day. It's more like a comfort thing.
Absolutely.
To get stuff down and out.
All right. Is there anything else anyone wants to do on the ride?
Does everyone fall asleep at some point? Like
I
take a
stay
little nap?
awake.
I'll probably stay awake.
I thought you said you were gonna nap.
I'm napping.
The Oz is having a snooze.
I am going to cast suggestion on Adrian. Just like as she's like not paying attention to anything, kind of lean in. Perhaps maybe you should go to sleep for a bit. I'll wake you up when we get closer. And it's gonna be a wisdom save.
Do I catch this?
The perception.
It's a 19.
A 19?
I don't even know if I had to. If it was
You do
plus
have your
wisdom,
you do have your
something.
caravaner ability.
I'm gonna use. Yeah, you roll an 8.
He hit. his caravaner ability his caravan ability replaces somebody's roll with another number.
I got a
This is really
15
cool.
on my perception check.
However, it's not a somatic. It is verbal, but it's only the words that I say that can count as the spell.
But would it have any kind of like magical, like, would I visually be able to see any kind of like magic rippling, considering like I'm a magic user and I know?
I want to say because of the subclass that I am, no. Because the Arcane Trickster is meant to be a hidden spellcaster. But what do you guys think?
You're still speaking words, right?
I am speaking words. It's very noticeable that I'm speaking words.
Doesn't
Oh,
it
And
have
that's
language with
that's the
damage?
components. That's the components of the spell. Verbal.
Yeah, I don't reckon you'd be able to tell if it was the caravan ability is that visual, because if not, then it all sort of looks just natural.
I don't believe so. Hold on. The Caravaner just says.
The Caravaner ability would basically be similar to the Lucky Feat, but the way I would kind of describe it personally is you had a vision of this moment when you woke up today, so you knew it was going to occur when you used the Caravaner feat.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay, so
Yeah.
I would just see like him kind of talking to Adrienne, maybe like leaning over and whispering to her. But okay.
And so what was the goal of the spell? Like, what was the plot?
to get her to fall asleep.
All right.
It is concentration up to 8 hours, so unless I decide for her to wake up, she's gonna take a long rest.
No.
Holy shit!
So, good night.
Yeah, Adrienne, under the influence of the spell, you are suggested and to fall asleep. There's not really a whole lot you can do to combat that.
Just, I don't know if she was like sitting at the part where the horse was because she was talking with the horse.
Mhm.
Like if she was like seated, like you're sitting in a chair, or if like she was actually in the cart or not. Let's just say she was in the cart because I was gonna say.
Oh, she was in the
her
cart.
journal
Yeah.
doesn't get yeeted.
Yeah, no. She's all good. She was in the northmost.
You can fall asleep against me, baby. It's okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. So I reckon Adrienne and Adam are now asleep. The only one awake would be Mel and Aaron.
I know it's a hard cart. I know it's a small cart. It's not that big. But I want to wait for a moment where Mel is distracted. And I want to sneak up on her.
I'm probably gonna look down at Adrienne, just kind of making sure, like checking on her and Adam, like kind of just like, and looking around, making sure we're not gonna be ambushed.
If I can, I want to sneak up on her, get behind her, and I'll just very gently put a dagger right under her neck. As I'm like behind her someplace. I'm trying to see how we would fit in this cart, but like I'm trying to sneak up to her. If I have to roll stealth, I'll roll. I don't-
Sure.
Yeah, you might have to go against my, what would it be, my passive,
Perception.
yeah.
That's gonna be, I rolled a 14 plus 12. Yeah. 26.
I reckon the way it would be is you just see the slightest moment where her head is turned, and when she looks back, you're just there, dagger at the throat.
Who are you, really? And don't lie to me, and don't think about yelling, please.
What do you think you're doing?
I've been watching you, and I don't trust you. You hide your face ever since we got here. And the first thing you do when we meet the Bailiff is you silence him. I don't trust you. Who are you?
The question is, who are you? We pick you up on the ocean, and you don't give us any answers of who you are or where you come from.
I'm not the one with the dagger in their throat, am I?
I'm not scared of you or your little dagger.
I'm gonna push it in just enough to draw blood. Like 1 point of damage, just enough to draw blood.
I'm not going to flinch. You want to see my face? And I like turn my head towards him if he wants to pull my hood down.
I mean, I've seen your face. I'll still pull your hood down, though.
Not since I mean, you've seen it on the boat, but not since we've gotten here. Just on the cheek that's facing you, you'll see like kind of red splotches along the cheek, just barely, kind of like along the bridge.
Interesting. What are you?
What do you mean, what am I?
I don't know. What are you hiding?
Oh, what? Just because I was sick for a week, you don't trust me? I didn't know what kind of magic he might be capable of.
I don't think he was capable of a lot of magic.
Just because he's against it doesn't mean that he can't do it.
I want to do an insight check.
Specifically.
I feel like you're being evasive to the question. And I want to know what you're hiding. It's not great. It's only a 15. As I don't have it's a +1, right? Yes.
So while this is being deliberated, are y'all whispering?
I'm whispering. That's why I got close, so I could be like, I'm right up in her face, so I'm just whispering.
Alright.
I keep my voice quiet.
Back to it then.
I won't tell you which one I rolled, but I got a 21.
Of course you did. Fucking bards. Do I get like what do I get from that though? Because I'm trying to see if you're being evasive. So what am I picking up, that you're telling the truth or that you're?
What did you roll on your
I
insight?
rolled a 15. I rolled a 15.
I'm gonna just grab your hand, the one that's holding the dagger, and I'm gonna turn around to face you. And I'm assuming you're close enough that our faces are like an inch away.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stare in your eyes. And this close, you can tell that my eyes aren't necessarily blue, but they're like the really light blue, almost verging on like a light gray. You think you know so much, don't you?
I don't, and that's why I ask. But I'll tell you what. This obviously doesn't work on you. How about I'll trade you a secret for a secret?
If your secret is worth it.
I can tell you that it is. I'll pull the dagger back. Just let her go. Ladies first.
No. This isn't how this works. You try to threaten me with a dagger that won't work on me? I don't think so. You talk first or I will kill you right now.
I mean, you can certainly try.
I mean, if you want to try to use that dagger on me, I won't budge.
I've noticed. We'll go on then. Fine. Where I'm from, I used to be called a demon because of my very particular set of skills.
What skills were those exactly?
Killing without getting caught, of course.
You think you're so clever, but you don't know anything about what you're getting yourself into.
I'm already here. Not like I can leave anyway. Alright, now it's your turn.
I don't think I will be sharing tonight. Not unless you give me a few drinks.
A what?
A few drinks.
I don't think
But
we
no,
can think.
I don't think I will. I don't think I will be giving you any answers tonight.
I'm keeping an eye on you. And if I have to drive a dagger to your heart, I will. And I'm not going to hide when I do it. Keep
Oh,
that
I'm
in
certain
mind.
you're keeping 2 eyes on me at all times.
Yes, I am.
I knew it.
And I'm gonna drop the spell. I don't know if that means she'll wake up right away, but I'm done with this conversation.
All right. So do you say you cut the spell?
Yeah, I dropped the spell.
All right.
Um,
At the end, you'd be able to wake up whenever you fancy.
Immediately. Immediately. And almost
Before
with
I drop
my-
it, I'll move away and just pretend like I was looking out, like paying attention to the road.
Actually,
immediately-
Also,
sorry, go
sorry. I guess at this point you wouldn't have seen anything on my face. It would have just been clear. So I would have just looked at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
continue. Sorry.
Oh. Immediately waking up, there's almost a lack of kind of humanity and more of like a trauma in her eyes and a little bit of confusion as she wakes up. And after like looking at you guys, she's, which one of you did that?
Eat what? Adrien, are you okay?
I don't need to know who did it. Do not ever do that to me again.
I'm gonna look
Don't.
at Aaron.
I'm pretty cool about a lot of things. If you do that to me again, you won't wake up tomorrow, okay? Setting a boundary, okay? I don't want to be put in this position again.
Adrienne,
Yes.
in this heightened state of an emotional moment, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Roll me a d100.
Oh no! Oh, oh no!
78.
78.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in this heightened sense of emotion, you see a flashing image behind Aaron. As you look at him, it's almost like it's sitting in the cart with you, a hooded figure right beside Aaron, like with almost arm wrapped around him, with a hood fully covering the face, like cloth covering the entire face, and a large set of like 20-point antlers coming out of the side of its head. And this image sort of flashes at you times, or inside of your mind's eye, you see a small vision somewhere nearby, and nearby being a very relative statement. You see a saloon keeper with one arm. The other arm is covered in a sheet. And this saloon keeper has a long gray mustache. And they are currently dealing with drinks. They're giving people beers. And they walk over to a card table. They get out from behind the bar. They walk to this very rowdy, and they go to a card table. And at this card table, you see a very decayed, almost completely gone corpse holding a hand of cards, and you flash back in the game. There's no more hooded figure.
I immediately grab my journal and just start as fast as possible writing everything.
Does it look like anything to us when she has this vision, or is it just like really quick?
Roll perception checks. Perception.
15.
See? With a 15, you don't see nothing. You see Adrian look, like still angry, look over at you. Pause for a quick second on Aaron, and then start writing in a journal.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna give Aaron the dirtiest look. Like, I don't care if you threaten me, but if you do anything to Adrian, I will literally kill you.
You don't know what I did. You don't know if I did anything. Nobody does. I just shrug. Shoulder shrug. I have a question, just for my own. Because I probably can't, huh?
What's the question?
Can I craft spells, or is that only a wizard thing?
That is a wizard thing, but depending on what you want, DM me later.
Okay. I just wanted to mess with the Clarion Call spell that I wrote down, but it's fine.
Well, that's the reason I gave it to you. Is that what do you want to do with it?
I want to see if I can, because he sent a message to everyone, right?
Anyone with a spell slot in the world.
Okay.
That is.
I want to see if I can fine tune it to try and see if I can have like mental conversations, either one-on-one, even if it's just for like a one-time thing.
Roll me an Arcana.
This is not going to go great, but yeah. Oh, natural 20.
Oh, that's nice. So, looking at the spell, the first time you looked at it, you didn't really see much, but you're an intelligence-based caster. You know that there are more than one ways to look at things. Looking at it the second time, you start seeing glyphs, symbols that align with spells that you've definitely heard of before. They might not, I don't know if they're in your catalog or not, but this you start looking at it and like, oh, this is a communication glyph, and oh, this glyph chooses the target. If given enough time, enough fine paper, and enough ink, who knows what you could do? But it is possible. Like, the blueprint that you have in your mind, you can start scrapping that out on crappy paper and crappy ink. With your natural 20, that'll carry over to that. And once you get the proper spell-making components, who knows?
Bet. And that's all I'm going to basically do for the rest of the ride. So that's...
Absolutely. Anything else anyone wants to do on the ride, or are you ready to feast your eyes upon the great city of Catskin? After about 3 or so more hours of riding, the woods come to a complete stop. There are no more tall, dead pine trees. Now it is all arid grassland. The grass is all dead. There are trees every now and then splattered across the landscape, but each of these trees, they are tall, they are wide, and they have no leaves. Going across this landscape, the ground begins to change its smell from mud and earth to sulfur and nitrates. As the scent of sulfur gets larger and larger, you begin to pick up a hint of alcohol in the air as you get closer to the city. The first thing you see when it comes over the horizon are the towering steeples in the air with beautiful bell towers. The church steeples are scraping across the sky, made from a beautifully cut marble brick. And as the rest of the town folds under them, you see that this is a town of intense religious belief, just by judging from the church steeples. The buildings here are cut from stone, unlike in Hare's Hide, where they are cut from stone. There is no walls around the city, but there is agriculture around it. There are wheat fields surrounding the entire city. Grains and other produce being grown. This is the first you've seen of the island. Sustainable food sources you've never seen the islands are. The buildings themselves are absolutely gorgeous in terms of their stone cutting, and there is stained glass on almost every building high, but the shorter buildings are all ragged, they're broken, the windows shattered. The wooden covers for the windows are they're crackling in the wind as they bang against the side of buildings. As you get closer and closer, you see the immensity of this city. Hare's Hide was about 20 blocks total, like in area, but this is a full city. We're not expecting this on Umbral Island. As you get closer, you get to the entrance of the city, where there are 5 guards posted at what is sort of a gate. There is no door, but there is no door or walls, but there is road leading into the city. And on this road, there are 5 guards. You can choose to either drive through and have a chat, or try to find another way to the city. At this
You said
point,
it was a gate with guards?
It's not a gate. It's a road into the city, and there are standing at this road. The rest of the landscape is agriculture. So where there is not a road, there is like wheat or corn or other grains being grown.
You said that the walls were made out of like stone, right?
The walls of the houses, not the walls of the city. There is no the city is open concept. There are no walls surrounding it.
So what are they guarding? Like a bridge?
They're just standing on the road.
Got this. When we, I guess, can we pull up to them, and we can just like, I'll tell Olivia to like slow the cart. Sorry, Adrian.
One more deep that I forgot is, as you enter the city's domain, the farther reaches of your vision become less clear. Where there was always fog on the island, it is now you cannot see more than 500 feet in front of you, or even 250 feet in front of you. There is dust in the air that is keeping your field of vision quite low than it typically would be. Almost like a sandstorm.
Is there light in this city?
Yes. As you are approaching the city, there are actually lit lampposts on the roads, and these same lampposts are also dotted throughout the fields. So, whereas it is still very dark, Umbral, after all, there are still lights keeping people from getting totally encompassed by the madness.
Okay, I'm going to, because I know magic is frowned upon. Before we get close, I'm going to turn off my dancing lights and probably tell Adam. Well, if he was sleeping, I don't know if it kept going, but if the light is still on, I'll tell him to turn it off.
Mm-hmm. He may also want to drop the sacred ground.
Sure. Yeah. I'll drop that before we.
Yeah,
right,
get close up, like just any magic. That's what we got.
Yeah, you can do all that before you get within viewing distance of the city. There's the city before you, and the city is also drenched in light. There are lanterns hanging off the edges of buildings. There are street lights lit inside of the city. There is even the tallest church steeple has a sort of not lighthouse spinning light, but several large braziers around a bell in a bell tower.
Do the guards seem like they're going to stop us as we start to kind of roll closer towards them?
As you approach, they stop relaxing. Previously, they were like, they were at ease, but as you approach, you can see they get into mode.
But does it necessarily look like they're going to make us stop?
They want to have a chat.
Okay.
As you approach, you also get a better view of the guard. They don't wear armor. They wear long leather jacket. Same with they also wear more chaps than pants and a metal breastplate or more vest on their body just to protect against center of mass attacks. And also the main thing you see is that they each look like a decaying corpse. They're all in different stages of decay. Some of them are missing all the moisture in their skin. Others have lost eyeball. Others' hair have fallen. There are 5 and 6. What would you like to do?
Is there a toll to get into the city? We were just coming from Hairside.
The guard looks at you. The main one. There is a guard that comes up to you, and this one is actually wearing like a hat. A brown sombrero type hat, and it comes up to you and it looks at you and it says in a raspy voice, "Nobody's came from Hairside in a long time. There's no toll, but I'd like you to state your business."
High Priest Malika sent for us.
You say that junk out loud?
I would do. No, the other one, Deception, since I am lying.
Deception.
Can I help him with this?
Absolutely. How do you help him with this time bomb of a statement?
Is it okay if I jump in? I have a little idea, but also go ahead.
I don't know how I'd help him. I might just. I'll wait to see. I'll just wait to see how this goes, and if it goes south, I'll hop in.
You can give him a bardic inspiration unless you used them all.
I don't think I get them back on short rests, do I? Yeah, no, I don't have any left.
Well.
I used them for extra damage.
I just want to, to this statement, what are Adrian and Adam's faces like hearing that?
I'm just staring him down with this fucking
Is your pendant put up?
Yeah, it's away.
Gotcha.
Could
was
I say something?
Sure. I'd like to get the roll while you're saying that.
With a +9, it's gonna be a 23.
Okay. Yes. What would you like to say, Adrian?
He's a bit confused. We weren't personally sent by Malachi himself, of course. But we were sent from there to come learn about Malachi and the Rebus, the church for the Rebus. So that is why.
So
of course Malachi wouldn't call us himself.
the guard rolled a 9 on insight. So he looks at you
bonus.
and he says, Are y'all pilgrims of some sort?
We're kind of here to quell the masses, in a sense.
He said,
In a
"Airshine?
more... In a more...
Quell the masses."
I'm assuming I'm leaning over the edge of the cart, and I'm just gonna lean over and be like, well, some of us have more personal business in Catskin. But I'm just gonna kind of pull the flirty, seductive card on him.
You roll persuasion. Let's see where this goes. Yeah, Adam, keep talking.
We're here to...
It's an 18.
We're here to quell the masses. Well, some of us are. I hear that they've been getting rowdy. And I can do it in a more discreet manner. That it would never tie back to...
Sorry, that's actually a dirty 20.
We have... Are they changing policy on us? We were under the influence that the Bailiff was the mass queller.
Yes, but they wanted a little more discreet, and that's my business.
Roll me one more deception check.
Of course. That's a 19, so that's going to be a 28.
This is a 6. Okay.
This has been rolling like heaven all day. Thank you, New Days.
He looks at you and he nods his head and he says, but the rest of you... And he looks over at you. What did you say to him? More personal matters?
More personal matters, and kind of leaning over just enough that I could push up my chest through the top I'm wearing. But I got a dirty 20.
Yeah, no, dirty 20. That he takes that answer and he's like, and the other two folk?
They're part of my team.
One more deception. You've got a freak. There is a. I don't want to. There's a damn mom with you.
Okay, that wasn't great.
That much older than us.
But I
I
still have
know.
a +9.
She's not in combat here.
What is that? 15. That wasn't great.
Well, I'm rolling trash, so he buys it. And he's like, well, alrighty then. I need your name for the ledger, partner.
Sure. You can just write Aaron on there.
Aaron.
Yes.
And the rest of y'all?
Because he seems pretty suspicious still.
Not with you. The
Okay,
other two,
but other people.
So he buys your story. You were unconscious, but the character Sylvie did say that she has traveled to town for that type of business before, traveled to other towns. So that's not completely out of the question.
He's still suspicious of
the other
Adrian
two. Adrian and Adam.
Can I lean down to him real quick and just whisper in his ear? You know the last name Beaufort, oui?
Whisper that into his ear.
Yeah, threateningly.
Stealth check.
I'm pretty close, because I was talking to him too. Could I hear this?
That's a 9.
9 plus 6 or 9 total?
9 total.
All of you hear it.
What was the last name again?
Beaufort. I'll spell it. I'll put it. It's whatever. But I want to just like whisper it in his ear and like kind of lean back and just give him like. Can I roll an intimidation check?
You don't need to. That's
okay.
That's the last name Beaufort. He hears that, and his already decayed skin turns paler than it was before. He scribbles out the names from the paper, and he puts his hands up, and he says, "Apologies. Go on through. Please, I didn't mean to bother. I swear. I'm just doing my job."
I'll just wave him off.
He doesn't know whether to bow or not, so he's like backing off very awkwardly. And he starts whispering to the other sheriff-ish people standing next to him.
I very, very obviously just stare at Melody.
So does the horse pass through?
Yeah, if they're letting us through.
They're letting y'all through. As you pass through into the threshold of Catskin, we're going to cut the episode there, and we are going to pick up on you all in a brand new setting, brand new city, whole new mystery.
In a few weeks.
Yeah.
In a few weeks. But we had a very good triple back-to-back week. That was nice. All right. So that's going to be where we end this episode. So thank you all for playing, and more importantly, thank you all for watching and getting this far. And we will see you next time. All right, ready for the jazz hands? 1, 2, 3. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.